Hello. Welcome to Raw Truth Series number 12.
I said, drop that intro once we allow the trickle effect to go down. Trickle effect.
Mm. Mm-hmm. The trickle effect.
I wonder if we're in a group and thing goes live that people pop up or people get notification. Oh, we're live. I don't know.
There's one way to find out. Well, there's multiple ways to find out.
Somebody hit the. Oh, was that you?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Want to hit the intro?
Sure. Here we go.
Ready to embrace the magical side of life, where anything is possible and the infinite is accessible to all? Let's have a conscious conversation about what's going on in the world, in your life, and your relationship from the expanded perspective of your soul. The path to awareness begins and ends in the heart. So let's take it there, one step at a time, and learn to cultivate magic in your life every single day. In each episode, we share a collective space in which we discover the unique facets of our own magic and embody our superhuman qualities by humbly exploring how it's super simply to be human. Hosts Kai and Dell co-create a magical experience to remind you that you are magical as fuck. Now, be unleashed. This is our daily magic.
Okay.
Okay, what?
You tell me.
Tell me what? Go.
Go what?
Go.
Rhymes with snow.
Hmm?
I said rhymes with snow.
I was giving you the opportunity to take the platform. Go. But obviously, stand still for some reason.
I didn't know I needed the opportunity. Thought it was always there.
So then, take it.
Why?
Well, everyone, seems like if I don't go, there's no content being created for you guys, so I'll go. What's up, everyone? As you can see, this this is a space without one of the trio that always show up for every Friday. And we wanted to keep the train going for ourselves and whoever is on this caboose with us. Raw Truth series. What's this, number 12? I'm Dell. It's Kai. And it's pretty cool. This topic, I don't even know what to go into. Just want to get into the moment and just see what happens. Anything you want to say?
I think it's funny to watch you
Why?
because it is.
Jesus, Mother and Joseph.
I win.
You don't win anything. Whatever you want to win, but I find it very cool that they're interesting too. Trying to have some conversations, and I guess I have to always be the one to start the conversations.
I think it's funny when people use sweeping generalizations like always, because that's a lie. There's no such thing as always.
Well, in this moment right now,
That's your truth. That's your perception. And that's a great place to pick up the conversation. Truth, which is what we're doing here today. And it's interesting. It is really interesting to watch your reaction and how you went into the always to create a generalization. Do you feel like you really always have to start the conversation?
yes,
Tell me more about that.
I just did. Don't try to stand with me.
Yes? That's all you got?
For all people who don't know what Sandler is a sales training. And always in the same sales training. You gotta take them down the pain funnel. And the pain funnel, you gotta tell me more about that. But to answer the question, in this moment, the conversation started. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I wonder if I just sit here silently. Is there going to be some type of conversation? Are you going to actually allow it to go? And things are just in a standstill. So
Right.
I wanted to see what would happen if I just sit in silence, just be here. Would something happen?
You know, what's funny is that I had that same thought. I said, you know what? It looks like he's trying to sit in silence and wait me out. So I wonder what happens if I sit here in silence too. And then you spoke first. And you came in with this, oh, I always have to do that, which is why I asked you about the source of that. Where is that coming from?
Yeah.
What gave you that inspiration to do that in the first place anyway?
Myself.
Tell me more.
What else to tell? It's myself that gave myself permission to say that. And I said it.
No, I'm not talking about permission. I'm talking about the origin of it.
The origin is myself.
Mm-hmm. And we're having a conversation now.
Yeah.
So tell me about
A
it.
conversation that started when I engaged it.
Great. Are you going to continue it?
What do you mean continue it? The conversation?
Yeah, tell me more about the origin of this. Tell me about this always.
It's always
Mhm.
always the conversation, and always meaning like I'm like, I wonder what happens if I just be silent. So I'm like, and this is just my perception. I don't know. It's true. It might not be true. There is truth to it. There may not be truth to it, or whatever. It just seemed that the train gets going when I get going. When I start to say stuff or have a content or talk about it, I wanted to actually allow a space to allow someone else to start the conversation, someone else to talk about input, and wanted to chime in with it
Mhm.
as well. So that's
Okay.
so that's why I was trying to do it with this one. Um, I, I tried to do it in a couple podcasts as well. I was
Mhm.
like, I don't want to always be the person talking. Let you let you talk. Let you do some stuff. You
Mhm.
got stuff to share. It's
This
not
is
always just
true.
me. It's not always just me to share. And also, I don't need spotlight. I am the spotlight by just being here.
Do you think it's more effective to do something like the silence that you did earlier, or simply to say maybe a few minutes, maybe a few hours ahead that this is your intention?
My intention was just to be here, and in
Mhm.
this moment, allow what's here in this moment to happen,
Mhm.
and also in this moment, like, oh, let- let's let you go, let you start something up. But the the spotlight wasn't ready, or yeah, that's a great way of saying it.
Spotlight wasn't ready.
That's a perfect way of saying it. Well, it came out that way.
Mhm.
It's like the spotlight was there, and
Oh, the spotlight wasn't ready. The person was.
no,
That was what you
the
said.
person is the spotlight. That's how I wanted to say. The
Oh,
spotlight wasn't ready. The light in the spot was for you, and it was just silence.
interesting. Because the spotlight, to me, is not the person. The person is the stage. The spotlight's just an accessory.
That's a good perception. In my world, spotlight is both. But
Got it. That's your raw truth. Well, since it looks like you don't want the spotlight, I'll just kidding. But you know what? I will take this opportunity to have an episode to myself. Thanks. So, today, what I've been doing is I've been taking some really interesting steps that I haven't done before. And it's put me into a really interesting spot to understand that abundance is like, it's always here and it's always present and it can be leaned into at any time. What I found inside of myself is that there's this, or there was this instinct to like, when I see something, then I would tend to pull back from it so that I could see it a little bit clearer, like an opportunity or something like that. That would allow me to prepare myself or to brace myself. And when that moment would happen, it's the okay, the recognition, like, yeah, that's what this is. And then just like jump right into it and like be fully there and be fully present for it and be fully in it and to really appreciate it for what it is. And also to have this awareness of myself and appreciate myself for who I'm being in that moment, to actually embrace that opportunity. I don't know if y'all were tuning into some of the lives that I've been doing over the past couple of days, but I've been having this like adventure with the forest where I would just go in there, like this path that wasn't even known to a lot of people, and just freaking go into the wild unknown. I found some magical stuff. So I've been taking that same principle and applying it to my day. I've been applying it to my work. I've been applying it to all kinds of things, and just magic and miracles are showing up. So today, what happened is that I said, okay, I've been sitting on like all of this information that I've been getting from all of these different sources. Like, I've been doing some challenges. I'm in some masterminds and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, what happens if I go all in with this information? And what I also realized is that on my calendar, I would participate in these things, and then I wouldn't take the time to integrate the information that I would get from them. So I've actually blocked off time in my calendar to integrate. It just says straight up integration on there. And that's like after everything, after meditating, there's some integration that can happen. After being on a call, there's integration that can happen. After meeting with someone, there's integration that can happen. So integration is now like this very present thing on my schedule. And today I took like 2 or 3 or more hours to just integrate all the things that I've learned from listening to podcasts and reading books. And it's literally changing my reality. There's things that are popping up in places that I didn't know existed. Like, for instance, there's a list of leads that is accruing on a spreadsheet somewhere in my Google Drive that I hadn't even been paying attention to. I was like, oh yeah, it's just about going out and meeting more people. It's about going out and creating these new events and these new opportunities. But what integration showed me is that opportunity is already here. The opportunities to connect and to share are already there. And I had to get like really raw and truthful with myself in order to really just get the bigness of that. Get the bigness that yes, there are opportunities to expand and to go out there and to do new things and to meet new people. And also, there are already all of these opportunities that are present. And there's even ways to take advantage of the opportunities that are already present and take that to a whole other dimension and level. So it's like there's expansion, and then integration feels like expansion inward. It's not contraction. It's like explosion and implosion. They're both these events that create all of this like energy and have all of this potential and just like change the matter that's in the space, just in different ways, like an inverse opposite yet at the same time equal ways. And it's really intriguing. It's really intriguing to take these really literal linear concepts of the unknown, of doing something different and welcoming in something new, of clearing a space and allowing the universe to help fill it. To do that in one way, like in a metaphysical or a spiritual practice, but to really integrate that in a practical sense to the things that are going on in one's life, in one's business, in one's relationships. So it's like, when do I lean in? Well, there are a few options. I have a choice. I can go ahead and lean in right away. And also, I have this opportunity to be present to myself and my needs and to lean in when I'm ready. And when I'm ready, there's so much that's there. Not just the things that would have ordinarily been seen out of fear. The fear of not being ready and doing it anyway. No, the presence of actually feeling into where I am and having that readiness meet me. Like, that feels like magic. And that's where I feel like this fountain of abundance just continues to sprout more and more and more ideas. Not new ideas necessarily, like I was saying, but ideas about what's already here. It's like verbal expression of gratitude, but not on the topic of gratitude. It's like the things that are coming out are coming from gratitude. It's like this expression of oh my gosh, look at everything that's here. Like, can't wait to just be in the essence of that and to let that be here in the conversation. And that's what this is. There is so much on the face of this earth and this 3D reality and in the other dimensional realities as well, to just embrace, to let it funnel or channel through, to be grateful for, to examine, to welcome and allow, to explore, and to have no idea about. Isn't it so crazy that the things that we know, like as a, even as a multifaceted, multidimensional being, what we know that we know is like such a slim slice of the pie of what's actually here. There's still what I don't know that I know. There's what I know that I don't know, and what I don't know that I don't know. There's like an infinitude of a percentile of things to examine here. And within that percentile, there's a whole other universe and infinity to explore. That implosion and explosion, it's always expanding through integration and through exploration. I'm just wowed. I'm wowed at reality every day. And I could talk about it forever. What do you think?
Welcome. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead, keep going.
Well, it's conversation.
I know. You're having this conversation for everyone else, for yourself. It was good. This is what I've been waiting for. Like, yo, like you have profound shit to say. Like, say your shit. So keep going. Keep going. You say yeah, you can say more. Say more.
Well, I could say more in anything at any time.
Yeah. Just keep it going. This is like, yes. Like these type of stuff. Like these conversations about your exploration, your perception and things that you're experiencing right now, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But also, I was like, welcome, because, but also, it's like I feel you're bringing awareness to something you've already been doing. Now you're actually doing it with more awareness to what you've already been doing, and the more you bring awareness to it, the more you get to see more of what you're already doing, and you already know who you are being, and you're integrated more who you're being, and expanded more into who you really are being. So it's like all these things happen simultaneously, but now you're at a level of embodying that stuff to the point you can actually bring it down to 3D conversation and explain it to people to grasp it. So that's what I was like, welcome. Like, it's pretty cool. And also, I'm like, yo, go, keep going.
Well, we've got a few more minutes left in this segment. And if there was something that I wanted to explore in conversation, it is, again, the practical sense of all of these amazingly profound and conceptual ideas and ways of being that are out there. But it's like, what are the things, I'll ask myself personally, that I want to extrapolate these concepts into? Like, for instance, I could brush my teeth as a multidimensional being, and I would probably have some really profound experiences. And also, I get to choose how it is that I create my perception throughout the day, and I get to choose those activities where I bring that presence. It could be straight up in everything, right? And at the same time, being a human being, there's also this choice that is given as a gift. And it doesn't have to be everything. It could be that maybe I want to have a human, or however I perceive a human experience to be, or a mundane experience to be. I mean, there's enjoyment and ecstasy in the mundane too. But maybe I want to have a different kind of perception while I'm doing something. And then maybe I want to have this profound, awe-struck perception in doing some other things. And the question that I'm asking here is there a difference? What do you think?
No. But also, it could be yes as well, based upon whatever your perception is. I'm not going to say no is the complete answer. I'm not going to say what or yeah, why. It's like a freaking test. I'm not going to say yes either, but in the space where either or can happen, it's like a conversation. We're taking it from wherever level we're at, but also we're both simultaneously, but wherever we are focus our awareness to, that's what we are. So brushing our teeth, we are a spiritual being that's brushing our teeth in the human body. We can look like a human being that's brushing your teeth, or you can really just have a spiritual experience brushing your teeth. But simultaneously, you already are having a spiritual experience as well, brushing your teeth.
Good point. Yeah, I agree with both.
Curious question. As I'm going through my phone like this on the Rolodex and like looking on social media, it was like the question with the aliens watching on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, is this like me going through this right now? Is this God like going through so like this thing observing others simultaneously?
What if we are the aliens?
Huh. Huh. I think we all are.
And this is a Big Brother TV show.
I heard something yesterday. What was it? Oh, Buddha the gas pump. This person was talking about a near-death experience, and in the near-death experience, it was actually kind of cool. It also reminded me of like psychedelic journeys as well. You know, when you get to like a space, and then you start reviewing different like experiences you had in life, and what can happen is like for me, what happened one time, I'm just looking at a window, and in the window, it turned into like a video screen. In the video screen, I got to see my life being played. But then in moments of my life being played, I was able to step into the moment, which is something we also do. We don't need a screen. We step into moments all the time of our life, especially if we get triggered or we start thinking about something that happened before in the past that brings up emotions. That's like us going into that movie again, living it out. So in the video, the person had a near death experience. It was pretty cool that they actually met this person who she called her the teacher, and was like, yeah, I'm assigned to everyone pretty much to make sure you don't fuck up, but also like if you start fucking up, they do something to like get you back there. So it's actually pretty interesting because she said like they told her like, okay, if you, because she started a spiritual practice, then she became a complete atheist, and then she had a near death experience, and they told her like if you were to continue the spiritual practice that you're doing before you turn atheist, you would have went on a whole different trajectory of your life. Meaning like this accident thing wouldn't have happened, but you agreed before you came here that in the event that I forget and I don't remember yet at this time, then this is what needs to happen for me to get it. So I'm like, holy shit. Like, so and a curious question about that is like, We're like us, like we're doing the spiritual practice, the spiritual work. You're expanding more into your soul and things like that. But it makes you wonder, like those moments in our life before this that was like very intense and painful, was pretty much something that we agreed to in our like in the soul realm. Like, all right, if I'm still now on that path, still not figuring do this thing. This is level one. This is like level two. This is like level three. And if it gets really real, this is the nuclear bomb thing that needs to happen. So I'm like, shit. I wonder if we all collectively had like a meeting, like all of us here, everybody's living here. It's all right. If we don't awaken as humanity by now, here's the stage what needs to happen. Here's the next thing. And then if it still didn't happen, insert the COVID. Insert. So it makes me wonder, like, I wonder if we collectively had a meeting as well, like a meeting board thing. Well, maybe all of us is one giant being, which they say we go back to this giant being source, God. And that was another cool thing about God. And it made me like really expand more into this. And for you, you're having experiences with God in like all these different forms. But every single person who had a near death experience said when God shows up to him and say, "I come to you in a way that you're not gonna freak out. You're gonna understand it." So I'm like, yo, that's like some like pretty like cool stuff. So for people who had near death experiences, they may see Jesus, they may see Buddha, they may see this or that. So it's like, what if I go up there and he comes up to me like Thanos or something, like this guy?
Hmm.
But also for me, every time I like connect, I always just see like a homie type of thing, like yo, like talking shit like that, like chilling. But it's very interesting because like now the more you get to play with your reality, the more you're like just having that knowingness and remembering. But then also it's like, oh, I might have like avoided a freaking nuclear blast of awakening by doing this. So it makes me wonder the people who are in the process of awakening is like something like that coming their way type of thing.
Hmm.
Like because say every event is meant to happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a trajectory. Like if you follow this path in this way, it's like the Men in Black thing. And it's like, oh, you gotta leave the tip. If he didn't leave the tip, the world's about to blow up. But then he left the tip, and then the asteroid went away.
Mm-hmm.
So you ever think about like that type of thing? It's like in every moment. So like for yourself, when you mentioned you decided to go on a different path
Mm-hmm.
and went into the woods and saw that thing. It's like what would have happened if you decided to go a different path, type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like because of different realities. Oh, she made this one, so then the sequence of events is this is going to happen this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she decided to eat healthy today, so this thing's going to happen. Oh, Dell decided to eat some Cheetos and stuff, so this was going to happen to him. And it was very intense, by the way, by that hydrocolonic cleanse
Mm-hmm.
this morning. But it has a sequence of events. Like, okay, Dell decided to get hydrocolonic right now. He's pretty clean and clear channel right now. What's going to happen in this state? So it's like the Morgan Freeman of the reality shows of our lives. Okay, so Dell and Kyrie started the podcast in the way of the silence.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had a little discussion. And then it led to Kai actually having an expanded conversation that expanded everyone, including herself. What's going to happen trajectory now for the next part of this reality?
Mm.
So it's like the playing and the sequence and like all these other stuff. But it's starting to get it's getting very interesting, like pretty cool. Like I'm playing a game of how unconditional loving I can be the moment in every moment. But even another game as well is to find things you appreciate. I'm finding things that I appreciate about everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like sometimes like I appreciate that I can't find anything to appreciate about you right now.
Got it.
It's very cool. It's a sequence of games and things like that, and magic's unfolding. Like even today, with you hopped into the call with Jeff later than I hopped onto it. But I told him, I said I was actually thinking about. I'm like, all right, I need to figure out how to like message this and like message myself and present myself out there to get clients and things like that. And then he popped this thing up, the essence who you are. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hop in there and see. And then in the conversation, he was like, he pretty much like, yo, what do? You already know who you are. So just do that. And then I'm like, is it really that simple? And it is. So I'm an essence connector. I have soulful conversations with people. And I can just like see who you are and hold that. But it's like it's cool just how, like you said, the sequence of events that happens, but also the appreciation, the gratitude, and of course I'm doing it to like shift my reality. But then it's starting to come to a point of me doing it just to do it as well.
Yeah. So, are you playing a game with your reality? Those who are listening may listen soon. Let us know.
Oh, you are. The question is, do you know what game you're playing with reality right now? It's like I could play a game of how much trigger I'm gonna be today. I'm gonna play a game of how petty I'm gonna be today. I'm gonna play a game of how much of a victim I want to be to my reality today. So like a game is going on.
Hmm.
But it's like it's a choice. Let's say like a game of how unconditionally kind you can be today.
And so it is.